Can I make a video without being really emotional about fucking like my family's my fucking traumatic dysfunctional family experience? Let's see if I can do that shit. Because I just did go off on how much I dislike my Aunt Pam. And I do. I don't like her. I'm not going to tell you that. That's catharsis right there. Is the admission that I do not like Pam. Like this whole fucking timeline might be like my catharsis moment and just like admitting how much I don't and have never liked Pam. Like my first memory of Pam was like at fucking 5 years old, 3 or 4 or 5 years old, and Pam accusing me of referring to her as a black bitch. That's my first interaction, and I think Pam was like maybe 14 or 15 years old. I mean, she was still basically a kid, but to me, she was an adult. And that she accused me of referring to her as a black bitch. And that is pretty much our relationship in a nutshell.
And you might have done
and I might have actually really seriously, and now that I think about it in retrospect, I might have actually called Pam a black bitch at 15, at 5 years old or whatever the age it was. But that is our first initial interaction that I can remember of my recollection is Pam accusing me of calling her a black bitch. And again, that is probably our fucking relationship in a nutshell. For the last 48 years, 40 plus years, that conversation or that accusation or that first interaction describes our relationship in a nutshell. Pam has pretty much been accusing me of calling her a black bitch for the last 40 some odd years, and me kind of like, did I call her a black bitch or did I not call her a black bitch? Well, fuck it. I mean, it's applicable. I mean, shit. After all this time, this shit is applicable. I probably can't even count how many family members I've had the conversation with, like, oh my God, can't stand Pam. Oh. And how many times I've had to say, Pam, Pam, I just don't like you. Like, literally, I've made Pam cry on the phone because I'm like, Pam, dude, I don't like you and you don't like me. And I'm like, why are we playing? Why are we trying to pretend that because of this familiar connection that we like each other? Obviously, I didn't like you as a little kid because I called you a black bitch. And obviously, allegedly called you a black bitch. And you didn't like me because you assumed that you accused me of calling you a black bitch. That our first interaction started with an accusation. And that's entirely, and our last interaction was an accusation about the wine. So, you know what I'm saying? So my entire relationship with Pam has been a series of accusations or dodging accusations. And I've kind of like, oh, well, that's my mother's sister and, my grandmother's daughter, my grandfather's daughter. I should have this familiar connection with her because we're related. I can't stand Pam. I never have. There's nothing I like about Pam. Nothing at all. I don't like her as a person. I mean, like, I like Carol more than I like Pam. And that's some serious ass shit. I can actually be in a room with Carol. I cannot be in a room with Pam. I mean, 40 some odd years, I cannot stay in a room. Me and Pam cannot be in a room alone.
Because you're going to hear some glass breaking.
Right,
right. Somebody and her screaming at the top of her lungs.
Like even Carol's fucking goddamn flying monkey, Matt, and that was in the house that she brought in the house to do her flying monkey work, had to admit how irrational Pam's actions were. That third parties was like, objective parties was like, that shit was crazy, dude. So I kind of wanted to add on to that because I got kind of really emotional because Pam makes me emotional. When I think about it, or it doesn't make me emotional, I allow my emotions to run away with me when in relationship to Pam, because Pam doesn't have any control over me, though she would like. Right. But if there's nothing that I want people to take away from my Facebook is, I can't stand Pam. Oh my God. If you don't come away from my Facebook with nothing else, come away with the fact that I cannot stand Pamela Jones. Oh God, I can't stand that woman. I have never liked her. Again, our first interaction was an accusation of me calling her a black bitch. Now, I was 3 or 5, between 3 and 5, so I don't know if I actually, at the time, really actually did call her a black bitch, and that she somehow, paradoxically distorted that shit, transferred that shit to me. But now, as far as I'm concerned, shit, I might as well call her a black bitch. And just leave it at that. And That's kind of like it sums up our relationship in a motherfucking nutshell. Cause I don't even know if I knew what the word fucking what black bitch meant at 3 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Between that period of time, but that's literally the first interaction I can remember ever having with Pam is her accusing me of referring to her as a black bitch, and she was a teenager. I was a baby. I was a toddler. So the fact that a teenager would even take seriously the, you know what I'm saying, a child calling her a black bitch and make, I mean, because I remember her being irate. That's, I mean, this is again my first interaction with Pam. My first interaction with Pam is a recollection of an interaction with Pam outside of like, oh, and going to Columbia and her room and the back room and how treasured her back room was because she lived with my grandparents when I was a child, when I was an infant, and I used to hate, that was the one thing that I hated going over there was Pam and Pam's territorial nature in relationship to her room and her posters. These are my posters. That's my room. Bitch, you 17 years old, 18 years old, still hollering about this damn room. Nigga, and yeah, that's what I said. I said it. Yeah, you heard me. Because Pam probably called me worse behind my back, but I say it to her face. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of nigga I am. I'm going to say it to your motherfucking face. I ain't got shit. Because they be whispering and making up shit behind your back, coming up with stories about you running around and running down the street naked, hollering about Jesus and shit, and telling people this shit. What the fuck, nigga? Come on now. And see, Pam, again, with the whole fucking, you know what I'm saying, the E-Tickle Tickle shit, Pam was a big part of the E-Tickle Tickle fucking episode because she went to dinner with us that night. You know what I'm saying? She was in the car with us. She helped Carol. She sprayed the fucking wall down with the Raid when I told her I was seeing fucking bugs crawling down the wall. You gonna spray the wall? No, wait a minute. Okay, you don't see these motherfucking bugs that I see, but I see these bugs. And instead of motherfucking taking me to the emergency room, y'all gonna spray the motherfucking wall with Raid.
You're not gonna take her to the psychiatrist.
You're not gonna take me to. Oh, eventually they would. I mean, Carol would take me to psychologist.
When it starts interfering with her shit.
And not even to interfere with her shit so she could fuck with my shit. That's what I'm saying. Her intentional, deliberate fucking attacks upon me. Like taking me to a psychologist in order to motherfucking make me more emotional available so she could be more emotionally
So she
abusive.
could manipulate you.
Right, that part. Get the fuck. You might hear some Alton screaming out on calling the family out shit. But, you know, that's just what I'm doing.